Howdy gang, Frankie Dave back again on YouTube. Today on YouTube I have another update build report on my Frankie Day Battle of Britain group build featuring my Airfix 124 scale Spitfire Mark I fighter. This will be part 5 of the build, folks. I've been at it about 2 or 3 hours, knocked off on it. Let it dry overnight, and I'll go to other sundries like the guns. I'll start getting a lot of sub-assemblies all lined up ready for installation. As for the update build, I joined the fuselage together. Before the fuselage has were added together, I had to install the tailwheel yoke and also the two hangs that fit the rudder behind the fin. And also I joined the horizontal stabilizers and elevators. So they were done similar as same thing as rudder by applying 4 hangs on it and adding the elevators to the stabilizer fins. And there in turn they were installed to the fuselage. The fuselage was glued together and using my ACC glue, and it's pretty well tight. I did a little filing edges a little bit, used my file and get them flush as I could. The fit was excellent in the fuselage. I just with the excess glue that formed the weep joint on the joining halves where the seams were at, I used my file out there just to file the glue down to the plastic, and that served as a filler too as well. So minimum a very slight smidgen of the filler was added to the fuselage to fill in the seams, and I let the seams. I'm gonna let the filler dry overnight. Tomorrow I'll probably get a wet dry sanding, and the propeller. I get the propeller painted last night after I'd done YouTube number 4, my build report. The propeller tips are masked off using imitation yellow, and the flat black is the remainder of the paint schedule on the prop that was used on the Spitfire. The prop was temporarily installed in the fuselage, and so no fit issues were presented in doing all these assemblies, which makes up the fuselage construction. We got it pretty smoothly, folks, without no fuss. And on YouTube number 6, I should have some updates of my sub-assemblies, like my machine guns are got to be added to the wings and such. I'll probably be getting on that probably after I finish this YouTube right here. Not very many parts to this kit at all, folks. I'd probably, just by a wild guess, it's probably about 100 or less parts to it. And with a model this size, you really can add the detail to it. Unfortunately, to my knowledgeability, there is no photo etch parts out for it, so I'm not too much into photo etch gimmicks. Although metal technology is really went its ways in some throughout the decades, and I'm primarily pretty much old school. I just build right out of the box. If photo etch parts are included in the kit, it's pretty well welcome to my point of view of assembly. And right now we'll go back to my camera and I'll show you my updated build report, what I've done for the last YouTube presentation of my group build I've done. So we'll switch back to my camera, folks, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, fellas, here we are. Here's the update build on here on my Spitfire. The fuselage has been joined. I'll zoom in a little bit here. You see the prop installed and painted. There's the engine again, and I'll put the cross beam on top of the fuselage, which the top will fit across on it. And there's the cockpit again. You can see some of that filler laid on top of the joining seams of the fuselage. The tail feather's been added, and the rudder works and the elevators we'll go back to the fuselage again. Get my camera set up over here. The prop's not glued on there, folks. It's a free spinning prop, so I just put it on there just to keep it from getting broken or damaged. more or less to see the update, how much done on it. And I'll bring it back out of focus and I'll grab over and move it around. We'll go to the right side of the fuselage and I'll set it there straight. We'll give it a little, kind of like a 1/4 inch angle right there at the front end. I'll zoom in and get this camera roll focused in, folks. And there's the prop all painted in its entirety, all flat black with yellow. The engine fits nicely in place. The fuselage joint is very good without no fuss, no problems at all. There's a minimum of filler underneath and top of the seams are filled in. And ready for wet and dry sanding. And back we'll take the back view of the elevators and the rudders, tail feathers here, and you can see how much filler which was applied. It's sufficient amount, don't need more than that or no less. There's the cross beam, the center beam on top of the engine there, fellas. That's where the top cover, inspection cover, fits over the fuselage. And that completes the whole entire engine, with the exception of the exhaust baffles. That'll probably be next. And bring it out of focus a little more, guys, and switch around and put it on the left side as it was before. We'll zoom in a little bit more and take a look at the engine detail again. And it's coming along, fellas. Come along, just let that filler dry. I can wet sand it till it's smooth. And right now I got to make some preparation for the inspection of engine covers to see how good they fit. I can open up the holes there so they can be able to have the engine covers fit in nicely. And that just about does it, guys. There you go, fellas. There it is right there. That's as far as I got for the update build report on number 5 of my group build, the Battle of Britain. Next, I'll just go ahead and start assembling the sub-assemblies, like the guns inside the gun bays, and get them all detailed out. And work on the wing section. And once I get that all done, the assembly will I have to get the wings attached to the fuselage and add some filler to it. And from there on, it'll be more or less like just filling and priming until all perfection's all done. It's going to be a fast build, folks. I'm trying to milk this build, trying to get at least a couple good weeks out of it. So it'll probably take that long. I should have this thing done about another week or two. And with a little more time left, I might just sneak another Battle of Britain group build on top of my build to supplement my Spitfire build for the group. No, that, fellas, that's about it on there. And I'd like to like very much, your fellas your comments were excellent. I love everybody's comments out there, and I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. And before I close up here, I'd like to welcome to a new fellow modeler we have on here. His name is James Day. That little lad is smart. He's a genius, and when he builds his models now for a fellow that's been building models for a year, he's top notch. Heck, when I was starting out, I was about 4 years old. In a year's time, I still had finger marks all over my work, and it was terrible. With today's technology and modeling and what's out there and the tutorials out there, it's all a boot camp right now for new modelers, and what the new model kits have out there. There's more out there nowadays, fellas, than ever has when I was a kid starting the hobby. And so I'll let everybody give Mr. James Day. I'll give him a good hand. And welcome aboard, James. You're doing good, son. You're doing good on the build. Just keep at it, buddy. Just keep it going. You're doing very, very good. And it's too bad we have a lot of fellows your age that they're not into modeling. They can do a good job as you are. But a prodigy is a gift from God. You're doing a very, very remarkable job for as long as you've been modeling. And keep at it, son. You're doing a good job. Okay, folks, enough rambling here. This completes update build report number 5 of a Battle Britain group build featuring my Airfix 124 scale Spitfire. Number 6 I'll probably post in a couple days from now. Right now I'm kind of taking it easy a little bit, get a little tired. And I don't want to be like poor Alex, getting tired so I can start seeing double vision. But again, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in, and your comments are excellent. And I'm starting to work out the bugs out of this new camera I got right now, so please bear with me, fellas, and it'll get better and good as it gets along. I'm reading up on some software on it like that. I can be able to get some better results out of it. The only problem I have right now, I like to get away from this webcam. I got to switch back and forth from webcam to back to my camera, and somehow the speaker system, the audio system, don't work from my camera to my Windows 8 my computer. It probably needs some kind of a driver or something. I don't know what it is, but my brother's looking into it, and that'll probably be resolved very shortly. Well, anyway, folks, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in, and please stand by for update number 6 on my group build. And Nigel, I said, I hope you find a job, sir. You know, I know it's rough not finding a job. I got out of the Navy. I was trying to find a job. I was 46 years old when I got out of the service after putting 30 years in the Navy. And I'll tell you, it's rough as a cop finding a job, especially nowadays with no economy going and no manufacturing. It seems like China is about the kingpin of the manufacturing trade nowadays. And I wish you and your family well, and I hope you get a job, sir. And I know you're going to bug house right now, and you can't find a job to take care of your family and things. If you're living there in my neck of the woods, I'll be glad to help you out, buddy. And since we're across the pond, it makes it a little hard. So the best thing I do is pray for you. Prayer always does helps. It helped Aaron out. We all prayed for Aaron, and he pulled through. So I know you pulled through too, buddy. And cheer up. You'll be okay, buddy. With proper medication and time and technology in the medical field, the disease that you have, the affliction that you have will be overcome. And that'll be that. So anyway, folks, I'd like to wish everybody happy modeling. Again, thank you for tuning in, and we'll catch you. Please subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next YouTube presentation. Bye, boys.